land steadily, including the inflation inside. So if you want to sell the land after 1 year, all the inflation going to be included already in the cost. So buyer will be buying at increased price. So that's why I would say that land does not depreciate. Okay, so
What did you put it, sir?
what?
The inflation, you just thought about like a type of inflation, but I didn't get the name of it.
Inflation hedged.
Hedge. Okay.
HEDGED, which
Okay.
means the value increase at least with the level of inflation, right?
What's the difference between that and equity inflation?
The value of the land increases according to the inflation. If the inflation in an economy is 10%, so at least the value will be of the land going to be increased 10% every year. At least. There are other
Okay.
factors, then it may be increased further from this, but this is just a minimum. So that is basically the finance stuff. When we learn the alternative investment opportunities in finance, then we talk about all this property stuff and these kind of answers. So that is, that topic. So I'm just going to explain it here to quench your thirst regarding this question. Okay, so depreciation is not a valuation process. Doesn't mean that, okay, time has come to replace the asset, so we are separating some amount and putting in some other fund so that when 10 years gone, so we can use that fund to replace the asset. No, it's not a valuation process. Plus, you are not setting aside the cash to replace that asset. So depreciation is basically a non-cash. It is not backed by cash. It is just, you can say, the number game. That's it, right? Non-cash, because you don't put actually into your pocket some, okay, this is the maintenance that we have done this year and you have paid out of your pocket this much amount. No, this is just a number game. Okay, because it depends on the life of the assets. So if you see here, you purchased a Boeing 737 for 32 million and its estimated life is 20 years. So it annually generates 9 million revenues. And you said, okay, so you spread this 32 million because this is a capital expenditure, right? Money going out from the business, 32 million, and that is some kind of expense. But which kind of expense? This is capital expense because its life is more than 1 year, 20 years. So how much you charge this year? You divide 32 million with 20 years, answer would be, we call this 1.6 million, right? So that is per year expense that you will charge, right? Next year you also charge 1.6 million. Next year you also charge 1.6 million until 20 years, right? So this 1.6 million is not the valuation process, is not the cash that you actually, set aside or you deduct from the from your cash flow. This is not hard cash. This is not. This is just a number. We call this cash, right? So now times come to measure the depreciation. There are different methods. So in each method, these things you must know. Number one, the cost. Remember, what is the cost? Cost include all the costs to set up a plant for the first time use, including installation cost, delivering cost, property taxes, agent fees, all those costs that you paid to run the plant for the first time. You must be given the cost value. You must be given its life. So sometimes life can be expressed in number of years, though this plant or this asset is going to be useful or can be used till 10 years, 5 years, 3 years, or 20 years, or it can be given in usage. This plant going to make 1 million units and after that it will be expired. or this car gonna run for 300,000 miles, and after that you need to replace that car, right? And some other years as well. So life would be given to you. If not given to you, then you cannot express, you cannot find the depreciation. And then estimated residual value. What is residual value? That when this asset is expired and we want to replace that, and if we want to sell that, how much we receive if we sell that asset after its estimated life. So for example, car life is 5 years, and after 5 years the car going to be sold at 5,000. So that 5,000 is called estimated residual value or salvage value, disposal value. There are different names in different books, but this book use residual value or salvage value. So I'm just going to giving you the terminology. So salvage value doesn't mean that, for example, the estimated life is 5 years and you are selling that car in 2 years. And you said you sold in 5,000, so 5,000 is salvage value. No. Salvage value is after its useful life. Useful life 5 years, the question will mention, it will be given to you after 5 years, the value would be 5,000. So that 5,000 is the salvage value or disposal value or residual value. Okay, so how we find out the depreciation formula is, okay, so how we find out the depreciable costs? It is the asset cost minus the salvage value or residual value. So that would be the amount that we will be using it for our depreciation. Now, in order to calculate depreciation, we have 3 methods to calculate the definition. Three methods to calculate depreciation, right? Number 1 is called straight line method, which we normally use up till now. We also talked about depreciation a couple of times in our earlier lectures. That was the straight line method. Number 2 is the unit of production method, in which life is given as number of units or number of miles, right? So it means life is not given in terms of years. And then double declining method. So each method resulted in different depreciation, right? Like we studied in our earlier lecture, that each inventory method is giving us different profit, different expenses, right? Similarly, each depreciation method is giving us different depreciation expense, and hence we would be having different profits. So if depreciation is lower, then profit will be higher, because if expense is lower, profit will be higher. If depreciation is higher, then profit will be lower. So similarly, each method resulted in different value for depreciation. So we do have the comparison as well, at which method is applicable, which method is not, which method is giving us less taxes. Of course, higher the expense, lower the profit, and lower profit, lower tax going to be paid, right? This is how we are going to know what is our goal. Our goal is to save taxes, and we will be using that method, which gives us higher depreciation expense. And if our motive is to show bigger profits, then we will be using that method, that depreciation method, which gives us lower depreciation expense, and our profit will be higher, and our goal is satisfied. And we can see that during my reign as a CEO, the profits of the company jumps up from 5 million to 10 million. So just because we change a depreciation method. right? So we can also find out different techniques how we do that. So we have given the illustration here. The cost of the truck, 41,000. Its residual value is 1,000. It means its useful life 5. After 5 years, this truck gonna be sold at $1,000. So how much we will recover? 1,000 after 4 years. So our total cost, we call this depreciable cost, is 40 years. Sorry, 40,000. 40,000, right? And if its life is not given in terms of years, so its life is going to be 100,000 miles. It means the truck life is going to be ended if it runs either 100,000 miles or either after 5 years. So let's just talk about the depreciation cost based on these methods: straight line method, unit of production method, double declining method. Let's just see that. What are their formulas? So straight line method, the straight line method depreciation expense is equal to cost minus salvage value divided by useful life. So cost is 41,000, salvage value or residual value is 1,000, divided by number of life in years, not in units. So that is the unit of production method. So in straight line method, we take the life in terms of time period, years, days, months, it's like that, decades, right? So what is the depreciation in that case, straight line method? 8,000 per year. So that 8,000 means per, because this is divided by 5. And if you want to find out per month, so you divide this 8,000 further with 12. Then you will find out per month depreciation, right? So this is how you find out year depreciation, and then you can just separate it or segregate it with months, quarter, semi-annual. It's up to you as well. So how we record the depreciation? What is the entry? So we know that we divide it into 5 years. So 5-year depreciation gonna be, so every year the depreciation gonna be 8,000. So that's why we call this straight line method, in which depreciation cost is smooth. Every year it is straight line, straight amount, 8,000, 8,000, 8,000. So we already talked about in our earlier classes that when we set up the depreciation, it's not that the depreciation will go to the income statement and